Howdy, neighbors! Welcome to the Fence Bar. Coming to you live on tape from lower Hudson Valley in Westchester.
Beautiful Hudson Valley.
Beautiful, chilly night here on Thursday night.
A lot chillier than last night.
Oh, yesterday was a beautiful day. You know where I spent that? I spent it at where our sponsor is, at the Birdsall House.
This episode is brought to you by the Birdsall House.
In Peekskill, New York.
An amazing gastropub with great American fare.
All locally sourced produce and food. And also happens to have a beer garden! Garden! And these baggy eyes are also brought to you by Schmaltz Brewery and Alphabet City Brewing Company, who had an event there last night, and I'll tell you, it was worth having baggy eyes. That place is a good spot.
Awesome.
So we are here at the Fence Bar, episode 1 of hopefully many of these episodes where we're going to tell you about community. We're going to tell you about beer.
Beer and community.
That's the core values of Fence Bar. I mean, we came together as neighbors. First of all, I'm neighbor Sean. This is
neighbor Sharif.
We are the original Fence Bar members. And now our list has grown to about, I don't know, maybe 30?
Well, we only have like 4 or 5 official members, and we'll tell you what it takes to be an official member.
That's future episodes, though.
Yeah, future episodes.
We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves.
Well, what do we have going on today? I think we've got a couple segments. We've got Beer Report. We've got Meet the Neighbors. We've got Beer Brains.
The Beer Brains.
Yeah.
Beer Brains. And then we also have our Fence Bar Tip. Because every week we're going to come with you with a little bit of knowledge, a lot of bullshit. But the knowledge is going to be how you can Fence Bar at home. And Sharif is going to have a pretty awesome little segment about starting fires.
Awesome, dude. So, what the hell are we doing out here hanging out at this fence?
Well, I mean, this all started with us being neighbors and seeing each other over a fence. And then eventually we started saying hi. We waved. And then you're a...
No, it wasn't a hi. It was a howdy.
Howdy neighbor.
Yeah, it was always a howdy neighbor.
Howdy neighbor.
Yeah.
And then, I work in beer, and you were redoing this house. And so you were doing a lot of work, and I'd come over and try to get you to loosen up and have a beer.
We just ended up at the fence like
all the time.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where we started inviting other people over, such as our neighbors.
Well, actually, it was like we were hanging out here and doing this kind of thing with the music blasting, the fire raging, and we were like, can the neighbors hear us around here?
So we decided to invite them.
We're like, let's invite them over. And they just kept coming and coming and coming.
And they still come, and now we have weekly barbecues where we go to each other's houses, community garage sales, and all in all, we have a place for our neighbors to come and have fun.
It's awesome. It's this fence that was supposed to keep us apart and keep us separated.
Brought us together.
Yeah. So that's Fence Bar.
And then we started thinking, well, maybe there's other neighbors in Westchester and around that we know that we'd like to get to know a little bit more. And
well, that's just kind of what happened. Like, the neighbors came over, we started meeting them, we started talking to them. And
people that own businesses, people that are in food and beer, local celebrities, like all of these things sort of started to compile, and we were like, okay.
There are 2 constants. Yeah. Good beer.
Yep.
And good people.
Yeah. And what more do you need, actually, in life, right?
Yep.
And it's also, we model this after Tool Time. Because Tool Time was just,
It's like Tool Time!
But with beer! Listen to our theme music on fencebar.com. You can also see us on Instagram.
Not Snapchat.
Not Snapchat. We don't want to ruffle any feathers with that one.
Nope.
Apparently, and we don't tweet.
Yeah, we don't tweet.
No, not tweeting.
Not yet. We're looking for a tweet intern and a Snapchat intern. Sign up at fencebar.com.
And a Google community something or other. Anyway.
Corkboard.
Yes.
Corkboard.
Friendster. So basically, what happened was after we were having these beers, right, we started to realize that we needed to get to know each other a little bit better.
Well, there's only one place to start. I mean, in the future, the segment is going to be about interesting people in Westchester and in the community and all these amazing people who are like...
But right now,
it's just you and I.
Because we're the interesting people.
Yep.
They're right here. They're neighbor 1, neighbor 2, neighbor Sharif, and neighbor Sean.
So, dude, what was...
We got Mikey Tables also.
Yes, off camera we have Mikey Tables.
And we have
Amy.
And we have neighbor
the
Amy.
lovely Amy.
So we're growing.
Yes.
And we're just happy as pickles in a jar.
All right, enough about that shit. I want to know what this whole community was like before Fence Bar.
It was nothing. It was just very quiet. It was quiet. It was private. The previous people that lived here.
Less private now.
You came and clear cut it. I mean, and I eventually had to invite you over to my house so you could see the view of what I saw outside of my house.
It wasn't pretty.
Well, no, before I didn't see anything because we had Barbara and Ed.
Oh, yeah, Barbara and Ed.
Should we talk about Barbara and Ed?
Should we talk about Barbara
I think we should talk about Barbara and Ed.
So Barbara and Ed are the people we bought this house from. They were fantastic.
Wonderful
people.
They were
absolutely like the most wonderful people.
Westchester through and through.
They were about 90 years old. They lived here for 60 years. When we bought the house, we had fair warning about the neighbors. Even though they couldn't see you, but they must have seen you drive by.
Yeah.
And Barbara was like, the neighbors next door.
Mm-hmm.
I think the guy likes beer. And he looks a little bohemian.
Bohemian.
And his wife.
What about her?
She might be a Latina.
Says the woman to an Arab.
I know.
About a Persian.
I know.
Yeah. But anyway, she was very coiffed. She wore a pantsuit like nobody else. Like Hillary Rodham Clinton could not wear a pantsuit better than Barbara.
She wore a great pantsuit and was always coiffed.
Yeah, and she was, the rumor in the cul-de-sac is that she was related to Zsa Zsa Gabor.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right?
That makes a ton of sense.
Totally.
Absolutely, man.
So that's it. That's a little bit about me, and a little bit about Sharif. I think that's what we should talk about, right?
Yeah, well, we're going to end every segment, and I don't even know if we're at the end of this segment or not.
What do you think, Mikey Tables? We're still doing good?
He's checking his notes.
Well,
but we're going to end every segment with, again, more interesting people than us, with 3 main questions, right?
3 main questions.
The first question is going to be...
What beer is in your refrigerator?
And not necessarily like what beer you like to drink.
What's in your refrigerator?
What's in your fridge right now.
Yep.
And
number 2 is if you're going to throw a party.
What beer are you getting?
What beer are you going to serve at your party?
Correct.
And then number 3.
Your best beer memory.
My favorite.
Yeah, your best memory with beer.
Right.
Good or bad, whatever it is.
It's your best memory with beer.
So do we have enough time to talk about the beer in your fridge?
No, we don't. This is a small podcast.
Can we get a quick synopsis of what you have in
I
your
have
fridge
really
right now?
weird shit in my refrigerator right now. I've got a friend that does canning lines, so he gave me a bunch of cans from different breweries that don't have labels on them, and but they've all been brewed in the last week.
Surprise bomb!
Boom! One says mint, and I think he said it was a Russian Imperial Stout.
We've got to save that for spring.
No. I'm gonna drink that tomorrow, man. And I got some double IPAs, some New England IPAs. I got some stuff from Cayuga in Newburgh. I've got
Cayuga Newburgh.
And I
thought you were talking about Cayuga.
No, not up in the Finger Lakes.
The other Cayuga.
No. And then I've got some Barrier and some stuff like that. But you, my friend, we actually brought a lot of your refrigerator out today.
This is what was in my refrigerator today, and looks amazing, by the way. I never really have this stuff in my refrigerator. And
Neighbor
you'll
Matt,
get to know me a lot better, and you'll realize that none of this really belongs to me.
None of this came from my fridge.
Yeah.
This all came from Sharif's.
Yeah. And there was Neighbor Matt. Neighbor Matt was in Stowe this weekend, and he brought back the goods. So thank you, Neighbor Matt.
Thank you, Neighbor Matt.
I appreciate it.
Normally, you're more of a dilly-dilly guy.
I was a dilly-dilly guy until I met you, and you introduced me to the other side. What's the other side of dilly-dilly?
It's the pooping, not peeing side.
It's the poopy side.
You know, when you're dilly-dillying it, you know, you're playing beer pong.
Yeah, that was my life. Beer pong, binge drinking, shotgunning.
You're not enjoying it.
No.
You're peeing a lot.
Yeah.
And you're drinking pee.
Now I'm pooping a lot.
Now you're pooping a lot because of all the wonderful minerals and vitamins and things that are in quality craft beer.
So now I get most of my beer from Chico and Sons.
Millwood, the location's closest to us.
The closest.
They're all 5 of them are amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Or Halftime in Mamaroneck. That's a place that I shop a lot too.
Yes. Yeah. On the east side of Westchester. East side.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is that where you usually get your party beer, and what are you usually picking up?
Well, a party beer either comes directly from a brewery if it's a keg. If I'm going to provide bottles of cans, I want to hit all of the 4 basic food groups of a party.
Right.
Number one is a heavy dose. Don't lean on that fence, buddy.
Sorry.
A heavy dose of IPAs. Fresh IPAs. I prefer local, if as much as I can. But FenceMart tip number 1: check the dates on your cans and bottles. And
that's a pro tip.
That's a pro tip.
The first tip is free.
If you look underneath the can, very often you're going to have a date on it. It's too dark here to see it. Sometimes they'll put it on the side. If you're not sure, ask your local supplier who purchased the beer, how long they've had it. You know, and say that I came here.
If they can't answer that,
don't buy that from them.
You turn around and walk out.
Or you go to you get a Captain Lawrence if you're in Westchester, the localist beer that you have, and you assume
That it's fresh.
that they're also coming in and checking and rotating their stock.
It's probably a good assumption.
That's not a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
But so I'll do a bunch of IPAs. I'll do a hoppy pilsner. I love a hoppy pilsner, and I find that a lot of people that like dilly also can gravitate towards the pilsner.
Dad lights, we call them.
Dad
right?
lights are
Dad
very
lights,
important.
Yep.
And then I'll do a Belgian white, an Allagash white, or a Ommegang Witte or faves. Something that's easy, that fits everybody's palate. And then the last thing is going to be whatever crazy nuts stuff I can get.
The craziest shit you could find.
From either from a brewery or from a good quality retailer, and then I buy a lot of it, so that there's this rare shit that we all get to enjoy together.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's what I would do.
Guys, I think we should really cheers
Yeah.
and move on to beer braids.
Beer braids. Okay, so another segment we don't want to overload you with too much information. Watch the lean. But
I'm not used to being on this side of the fence. By
I
the
know,
way.
and also
this
the fence
isn't
bar
my side of the fence.
isn't as sturdy as it looks.
Yeah.
So it's very weighted down with all of this delicious beer from Vermont,
Yeah.
and so we have to be counterbalancing it. But this week I want to start off real easy and simple. Right, the basics of beer are.
What the hell are the
first off,
basics of beer?
This segment is brought to you by DeChico's and Sons.
Oh,
This segment
DeChico's
is brought
Sons
to you by
Millwood.
DeChico's Sons.
Thank you. Where
I shop for my
where
beer.
this wrench was purchased,
Where
the Kelso was purchased.
This
Oh,
was-
Kelly
no,
actually might
Kelly
have
brought that
that.
first.
That was there, yeah.
A lot of this other stuff was from
okay.
DeChico's. But DeChico's and Sons is
So-
also the best place where you can get organic hummus.
Hummus.
Which my wife loves.
Then if Mama's happy, everybody's
Mama's
happy.
happy.
So, anyways, what I was saying about beer, right? Today we're going to talk about the basics, and that is the yeast. The yeast is what makes the alcohol and the carbonation in the beer, and there's only 2 types of beers really in the world, Sharif.
No, there isn't.
I'm telling you from a fact.
What
Right now,
about the double barrel chocolate stout, hoppy
Ale.
doppy, and what
Ale.
about the
lagers? It's all lagers and ales, and basically what happens is a top fermenting yeast is an ale yeast, and it comes down, and then it just basically eats all of the sugars, and then it goes and it farts out CO2 and alcohol. Then
So
deflate.
we're drinking farties.
These are little farties, and then there's the lager yeast, where the ale's up top, the lager's down below, and it takes a little bit longer to get up there, and it does the same thing. Delicious flavors, and then you have yourself a quality beer.
So the only difference between the two is
Top fermenting yeast is an ale, which would be a stout, a pale ale, a porter,
and lagers,
which
from
would be
the
a
south.
pilsner, a European lager, a Bock, a German Bock beer. It doesn't matter what the color of the beer is.
And the lagers are the ones that take a little bit longer.
They take longer, so you'll find a lot of craft breweries aren't doing a lot of lagers because it takes a lot of
So you got to turn tables, man.
baby doll.
Let's go.
We're moving. What's in that tank right now? That's
New York
money.
Minute, baby.
Come
Let's
on,
go.
that's it. That's
Let's
it.
go.
A lot of New England IPAs.
So
you'll
who's
find.
making the best ales and who's making the best lagers these days?
Wow, that's
or
a
in
tough question.
general?
It's tough, man. There's
All
too
right,
many.
I don't mean to put you on the
There's
spot.
400 breweries in the state of New York as of last week. So for me to be able to tell you, I haven't tried all those breweries, so I'm not going to tell you. I can tell you that I enjoy a lot of beers. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah,
You put me on the spot.
You do
I
like
gotta
lagers.
be
I
nice.
didn't mean that was
I
a
gotta be
very
nice.
open-ended question. Very good.
So that's my little beer segment. So now you can walk away and you know that there's an ale and a lager, and from that comes everything.
Lesson number 1.
Yep.
Ales.
Top fermenting. Lagers.
Lager.
Bottom fermenting. Thank you.
So what is this heady topper?
Heady
How is
topper.
that fermented?
That is a top fermenting ale yeast.
Top-
Should we try some of that?
Topper.
What about this focal banger?
That is also
Should
top
we
fermenting.
try?
Let's try
one
an
or the other?
example of, here's a bottom fermenter. Hold on, we got to kill our industrial arts wrench. A New
Cheers.
England style
Cheers to
IPA.
industrial. We love your beer.
Oh, that was a pine needle. Oh, that was pretty good though. Whew. Generally pine is a West Coast IPA. There's a very piney and resiny, like Piney the Elder. Anyway, so we are now going to try a lager, and this is from a German style Pilsner. And I'll tell you, Sharif,
Style.
why do you think it says style in it?
What is this style?
Style.
It's
Oh, here you go,
is
Mikey
it because it's not a real? It's a style.
Well, close. It's not made in Germany. So it's a German
It's not
style.
genuine. It's a style.
So a German style is going to probably be incorporating a lot of the things that you would find in a classic German Pilsner, like There's 5 different types of noble hops, 4 of them grown in southern Germany, like Hallertau, Tettnang. We'll
So
keep
you can
going
only
on.
get noble hops in Germany.
And the Czech Republic also makes Saaz. Saaz would be the other one. It's a Bohemian hop, much like your neighbor Sean. Anyway, so this is actually from Night Shift from Everett, Massachusetts. This was brought to us by DeChico's Millwood, right? But it's also a fan favorite of your brother-in-law DJ.
Yes.
So anyway, here is to
DJ.
DJ.
Cheers.
Neighbor DJ. And let's see what this says.
That's pretty light,
I like it.
refreshing.
No, it's
good.
biscuity. Do you
Biscuity?
you get biscuity on that? I do. I can't read it from this side, so we're gonna go ahead and.
Want me to read it?
Nah, it's good. This is a Dad Light beer.
Yeah,
You'll hear
it's
us say
light.
Dad Light a lot, and this is a beer that you can't just drink all New England style IPAs and Russian Imperial Stouts and Belgian Quads and things of that nature. Your palate's gonna get ruined. You're gonna get fucked up, and you want the party at the fence bar to continue.
Yeah.
You know, we have fires that rage all night, so you need a Dad Light.
What's our fire doing?
It's doing pretty good. Not bad, not bad.
Cool. So this is good.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
So this is a lager.
Bottom fermenting.
Bottom. Very good.
Yeah.
And what's our ale for tonight?
Well, we might as well go with the Heady Topper.
We might as well.
Since we have fresh Heady.
So many of them.
You gotta kill that though. So I'm about to pour this in your glass.
All right.
So Heady Topper, it says drink from the can. Drink from the can. But we're rebels at the fence bar.
We don't follow directions.
No. This was back when New England IPAs were. The thought of having murky beer and particulates inside your beers thought would scare the masses. Whereas now everybody and their mother is throwing flour in their beer so they can get it less cloudy. All right, we don't need to talk too much about that.
Wow, really?
But
Are
this
people
is
throwing flour in their beer?
What did you say about my mother?
Let's not get into details.
This is the OG of New England style IPAs. This beer defines the style of the New England IPA.
The
Heady
original.
Topper. The original. 8%.
We'll drink this to Matt. Thank you
Drink
for
to
bringing
Matt,
this
Chef
down,
Matt. Go to Stowe more often, my friend.
Ooh, what's going on there?
That's nice. It's a little heat for the meat, a little
heaty,
sweet,
baby.
a little
alcohol in
citrus,
there.
a little.
What's the ABV on that guy?
It's 8%.
8%er?
Mhm.
You can taste that 8%er, right?
Oh, you can, and it burns coming down. And standing on this side of the fire, that protected by the fence, I need that heat. Don't you think?
Yeah. What does it taste like out of the can?
Good call. Let's try a little price comparison.
It tastes better out of the can.
Can I taste that out of that can?
Tastes the same.
Taste
No, it tastes totally different. Oh shit! I just spilled Heady Topper.
You know what it tastes like? It tastes like Beer Report!
Beer Report!
Oh,
Beer!
I actually love Beer Report because Beer Report is where we talk about like all the happenings around Westchester.
Can releases, special events.
News.
This is a big
things
weekend.
opening. I love
The
this.
Beer Report this
What's
weekend
going
is
on
very
this
big.
weekend?
This is, first of all, it is the
Who's our sponsor for Beer Report?
Ooh, halftime bev.
halftime beverage in Mamaroneck. And speaking
East
of that,
Coast.
they are having a special free beer tasting
free.
of, I think, 30 different international and domestic breweries.
Who doesn't like free?
From, I don't know what time it is. Check their website.
Check their website.
This Saturday on February 24th. And we also, this Saturday, have the kickoff of New York City Beer Week.
What's that?
What is New York City Beer Week?
It's Fashion Week?
It's like Fashion Week for beards.
But
Oh!
Fashion Week for beards, huh?
But for beards. And
Very
but it only happens once a year. And it is put on by the New York City Brewers Guild.
Your beard's looking great, by the way.
I'm
Are you
clumped.
ready? Are you ready for it?
It's not that big. I feel I'm going to have a beard envy
Are you
this
feeling
year.
a little naked?
No.
Oh.
No. I always feel ready for Beer Week. I've
Good.
done all 10 years of it. So
This is 10 years of it, and you've been 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. So this one is at the Beer Expo in
a good percentage.
in Brooklyn, in Williamsburg, Greenpoint-ish. And there'll be 25 breweries from New York City and another 50 breweries from their friends and neighbors from everywhere else. So 75 breweries, and it all goes to the New York City Brewers Guild, which now, I was one of the original members with the Bronx Brewery, and there was 5 of us. And now there are over 30. And there's over 40, I think, breweries in New York City by itself, and 400 in the state of New York. So
Sweet, dude.
it's going to be a fun time. Also, Beer Report, don't forget about local. We got halftime, right?
Yeah.
We went to the city a
What
little
else
bit.
we have? What else we have?
We got the place that you love so much.
Dude, I love that place. Spin Hudson up in
Spin
Peekskill.
Hudson in
Yeah,
Peekskill.
Spin Hudson.
Fin and Brew.
Finn and Brew's up there. Finn and Brew's a great restaurant.
Captain
we all
Lawrence.
went to Finn and Brew. We had some oysters in Fender Brew.
So they're doing their big grand opening.
Well,
What's going on
too.
with
I
Captain
love the
Lawrence?
bartenders.
Are they opening up a brewery or what is that?
So
I
Scott
don't understand.
Vaccaro is part of it. I can't tell you any more than that.
All right.
I know that they've got a great brewer over there, and,
Yep.
and he's making some amazing stuff.
Yep.
But I'm not prepared.
The place is awesome. The place has 2-floor laser tag.
2-floor. Not one?
An arcade.
Shuffleboard?
A shuffleboard.
Bocce?
Bocce.
Laser tag.
Laser tag.
A
And
climbing
amazing beer.
thing, An
It's
amazing
a
beer.
brewery there, man.
Yeah, we're drinking Skilly
And
Billy
it's up
there.
in-
I
up
don't know
in-
what that is, but it was good.
Skilly Billy's out?
Skilly Billy.
I'm in.
Good.
Anyway, so that's happening as well. So that's the beer report for this week.
That
Yeah.
fire's looking pretty good over there. Why
Yeah.
don't we transition over to Fence Life?
So
Oh.
fence life,
Whoa.
baby. It's kind of like thug life for white people.
For suburbanites.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
It's Thug Life for suburbanites.
Yeah, that's better. That's
so,
better.
Really, I mean, you have to have a fire at the fence bar, especially when it's cold. I think we're gonna have a fire in the summer too, even if it's like
Always
a
a
little
fire.
one.
No,
It's
we're always
just
on a
like,
fire.
You know, you just have to have a fire.
You're
It's a
outside.
light,
You want to
and-
be able to experience a fire, right? We cook on the fire. You make my friend some of the best grilling coal. So we'll take the coal straight from the fire and put it in the Weber,
So that's all we're making there. It's cold.
and then
so.
we'll cook up steaks, burgers, dogs,
So the
portobello
first,
mushrooms.
the first step in making a raging, bitching fire like we have right now.
What is that? That's what looks like comes out of my belly button. Is that lint? Or
That
here,
is lint.
Let me add some more to it.
No, I don't want any of that lint.
Okay.
So to make fire starter is
Yeah.
the first step in making a raging, bitchin' fire.
Yes.
And you only need 3 ingredients,
Okay.
and you don't need to buy it. Don't you buy it?
I go to Stop and Shop.
Ugh,
I
so
mean, they
sad.
got them. It's easy. I fold the thing up. I light it in 2 places.
You
I
got
stick it-
everything you need in your belly button, my friend.
That's true.
You need a little bit of lint.
Yeah.
It only works with the cardboard egg cartons, by the way.
Don't
the
do
plastic
the
doesn't
yeah,
work.
styrofoam,
the plastic
not
will
good.
not work. The
Not
styrofoam
good.
will not work. You load it
So
up just like
cardboard
this.
egg cartons.
Cardboard egg
Cardboard
cartons.
egg cartons.
And then the magic ingredient
wax.
is wax.
Wax.
And
Really?
you just pour it right in there all over.
Okay.
And this thing will get your fire going. Tune in next week and we'll show you what this thing looks like when you light it up.
When you start it.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do in the interim. We could do like a quick time release of you lighting it.
What, right now?
No, like we'll put it on the site later.
Yeah. Come to the site later.
Throw it in the fire.
Right now? No,
No.
way. Tune in next week.
Yeah.
We're going to get it in the fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, dude, this was awesome.
This is good, right? I mean, this is what Fence Bar is. It is just a time for people to come over. You get to
Yeah.
learn about some new people, maybe learn a thing or two about your neighborhood. Our neighborhood happens to be Westchester, New York, and that's fine. But doesn't mean that people who come over here have to be from Westchester. They can be
Yeah.
from anywhere.
You don't even need a fence. You just need a neighbor.
Yeah, basically, you gotta talk to your neighbor. It's community is one of those things that's lost a lot, I think, on social media because now everybody's isolated and they're in their own little world.
We're coming together.
So now we're bringing local neighborhood and community together.
Every fence bar night
Yep.
ends with a
We have the
ranking of the
3 beers
that
we like.
enjoyed the most.
And sometimes honorable mention because the competition is fierce.
Yep.
And the biggest honor of all is if you make it into the Shoff,
The shop.
which is the Shed Hall of Fame. So inside the Shoff, the Shed right here, we have a couple, maybe 12 cans and bottles of beers
some
that
select beers.
were just. It had more to do with the evening, and that was the beer that brought the Fence Bar together that night.
It had less to do with the actual
What's inside
beer.
it? Yeah, and now there's great beer that was inside it, but it's about who you had it with and what kind of thing it was.
Yep.
So, we'll start from the bottom up. I
Yeah.
think for the 33, we're gonna go with. I think we're going with Night Shift. Don't
Cool.
you think?
Yeah, sounds
we're
good
going.
to me.
We're going the Pfaffenheck because
The Pfaffenheck.
What the Pfaffenheck? It's a great pilsner. I think it was delicious.
It was German style.
Style, exactly. Very well said.
And number 2, are we going with? I think Hetty Topper.
Hetty
is
2. That's number 2.
The number 2, and
Yeah.
Hetty Topper was great, but we didn't actually drink the Focal on camera.
Because we kept drinking it off camera.
Yes.
Well,
We drank a lot of it
We have
off
a couple.
camera.
We have to save some for Chef Matt.
Empties
So
of the Focal.
banger, man.
Focal banger, delicious
7%
beer.
IPA. The Crusher we actually drank earlier.
Yep. was also good.
We could almost do a straight Alchemist
Oh,
swap. I don't know.
This is the
I
first.
think we do an honorable mention over here with the Pfaffenhofer or whatever the fuck that's called.
Wow, this has been
And
the
we
first
go
time
straight-
that's been a clear
Now,
sweep of
guys, this is not a show about craft beer and being dorks. Like, we love everything, every type of beer. It just happens to be a fresh shipment from Stowe, Vermont. And when you got great beer that comes from one brewery, you might as well enjoy
We
for what
actually
it
talked
is.
about like not having all this vocal
Yeah,
out here. 'cause
we didn't
we're
have it out
we're only
originally.
A bunch of douches.
And then we were like, fuck that, it's the beer we want to drink.
yeah, it's the beer we had too.
So I
Do
don't
we
know.
have a Schaff tonight, or is there no Schaff?
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think we've been out
There
here
isn't
enough.
always a
We haven't been
Schaff
out for a
there.
Schaff
Yeah.
yet. No,
I
there's
don't
no.
think we've been out here long enough. Maybe there'll be a Schaff nominated
But
later.
check out our Instagram. Every time that we drink, we don't always video it, but we do always document what the 3 beers are and possibly more. So take a look at Fence Bar, at Fence Bar, #Fence Bar, fencebar.com.
Dude.
Find your way to see what is on our Hall of Fame, and also you'll be able to hear about what's happening with new episodes that are coming up. We're going to do them probably twice a month.
And everything that's happening in Westchester. Dude,
Yeah.
this was awesome.
This is great.
If you enjoyed yourself, come back next week.
Tell
if
a
you
friend.
didn't enjoy yourself, come back next week because we'll suck less.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Or more, and then you can laugh at us.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Slap at us.
howdy neighbor. Welcome to the Fence Bar.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Cheers.
You do? We don't love you yet.
Well, I love
Maybe
you.
if you come to the Fence Bar, I love you.
I love you, Mike.
I love you, Mike. I love you, Amy.
I love you,
Cheers.
Amy.
To the
Just
Fence
like-
Bar.
Just like the Alchemist says, don't be a D-bag, recycle your cans.